Hello everyone. This is probably a surprise for those who are already subscribed to my channel. This is what I sound like. And what is this? Well, this is my first attempt at a let's play, you could say. Let's not watch this right now. I'll get to this eventually. So what is this? This is gonna be a playthrough of one of my favorite games. It's called Pikmin. And why am I doing this? Well, not long ago, Pikmin 4 was finally announced. Well, it was announced back in 2000. I don't remember exactly. But not long ago, in a Nintendo Direct, we finally got confirmation that it was finally. Well, we got some footage, some screens, etc. So it's now officially a thing. And I wanted to do something for myself and the community. I played this game so many times, like you don't even know. They are probably not in my top 10 most play games, but still they are really up there, and they are my favorite, no questions asked. I'm still not sure which one of the two I prefer. It's between Pikmin and Pikmin 3. I'll talk more about that later because right now I feel I'm alright. I wanted to show you something before we formally start. Let me go back to the menu. Alright. Shoutouts to BenDB who helped me with a microphone recommendation. I actually didn't have one before this, and from the test recordings I made, they really sounded awful without a microphone. So, shoutouts to him and his YouTube channel. Oh, perfect timing. These are actually small demo screens. Most games these days don't have this anymore, and they are really cute. They show you a little bit of the mechanics. These are going to be a little bit spoilery, but also some of them have beta footage, or at least not final footage. Like for example, I don't know if the layouts of some. Oh, yeah, for example, the layout of these enemies right here is not in the final game, and a lot of things are different from the final game. So that's pretty interesting. Also, remember that music because it will be relevant in the Pikmin 2 playthrough. And I'm not gonna show them all, but some really show you about certain mechanics that aren't apparent right away, like the use of bomb rocks or elemental hazards, etc. They are really cool. I like them. So here is my save file from my test recording. But let's start a new file. Let's start in number 1. This being Pikmin 1 or something. Alright, I also have a list of notes. Because I usually, since this is my first let's play slash playthrough of a game, I'm not very good at talking and playing at the same time, so also I go from topic to topic like a lot. So the short notes are to help me focus on what I need, or rather what I want to talk about. So this is the story of the game. Pikmin is really not a very complicated series. Basically, we have our titular, well, not titular, our main character, Captain Olimar, who gets stranded on a mysterious planet. The planet is actually called PNF 404, which is kinda funny. If you know coding or web development, the 404 part should ring a bell. I won't be delving much into the text or the story. I will let you read yours for yourself, because I want this to be a little bit more focused on design. Maybe not a super in-depth playthrough like, oh yeah, you can use these tricks, etc. to play. It is a quote-unquote casual playthrough played by someone who is fairly experienced with the game. I'm not a speedrunner, but uh, I I play this game quite a lot. So yeah, I'm not gonna delve too much into the story. This is more of a personal way of presenting this game. So if you want a more how do you call it, immersive playthrough, there are plenty others, but I thought I could do that, a thing like that, or I could put my little own spin on things. So yeah, this is the best I got. This is not going to be my only playthrough of this game. I'm gonna do different challenges, and yeah, let's see how that goes. So this is the game. As you can see, we have a day counter, a life meter, it's actually just a circle, a Pikmin counter, and right now I can't move the camera much. Actually, the camera is a topic I want to talk about. As many others have pointed out, the camera before getting a single Pikmin is weird, like you can zoom out. This is for design purposes, I think, because first of all, it actually helps you with getting used to moving. This is because while having only this field of view, you're like naturally inclined to just move around, and the onion is fairly simple to get to. It's actually a pretty clever design element. So here it is. This is a seed, a sprout. Of what kind? I'm not gonna go into that just yet. You can attack with the A button. As you can see, health in these games are presented in these radial circles. I like that a lot. What else? Oh yeah, the camera. The camera is really weird in these games. It's like I actually haven't driven a car in my life yet, but if I could look for a parallel, it would be like that. No, I actually didn't remember. The game will point me into the sprout again. Yeah. I actually want to show something else about what happens if you leave a sprout long enough. I think it happens with the first one, I'm not sure, but we will see. Because back to the camera, the C-stick plays this little melody. I don't think... Yeah, no, not yet. I need a Pikmin to actually show you that. But yeah, the C-stick doesn't control the camera, so you have to control it with the triggers. One controls the distance between the camera and the player. The other puts the camera behind you, like this. And another one, because the GameCube had 3 triggers, changes the perspective from a top-down view to 3/4, sorry. I'm not really sure what it's called. But yeah, so the camera in this game, since the C-stick is occupied by another function, you actually don't use that for the camera. I just heard it. And yeah, this is what happens when you leave a sprout long enough. Let's leave it at this. So here are here is a titular Pikmin. Yeah, shortcoded Pikmin. Yeah, so this is what I was saying. The camera is really weird, and I wanted to segue that into what Miyamoto said in the Pikmin 4 announcement, he said he wanted to focus more on the concept of Dandori, which, according to gshow.com, which is a very good way on... What? Okay, this is new to me. I wonder what will happen. But did you see that? This seed right here seem to have like a bot, like my current Pikmin bot. No, it's just a leaf. I'm not gonna wait for all of them to bloom into bots or flowers. Usually that's a speedrun thing, but I'm not gonna focus on that right now. I just wanted to show you, and this first day, since it has unlimited time, I think it's the best time to show you all of this. So yeah, I was talking about what Miyamoto said about Dandori, which according to Jisho is plans or arrangements. And yeah, as you can see, this game is a real-time strategy game. But unlike games like Age of Empires or StarCraft, you actually move a character around and you interact very close to your units, so it's not like a traditional RTS. I actually like this way more. It reminds me a bit of Dylan's Rolling Western, which is tower defense, but again you are not controlling like an eye in the sky, you're actually a character moving around and doing stuff. I like this type of games. And it's just a very simple design change that actually has a lot of how do you say it, impact in the gameplay and the overall feel of the game. So right, going back to the concept of Dandori that Miyamoto explained, I think, well, I've seen many people believe that this is going to change how the game is going to function. Like, I've seen some people saying, oh, it's not going to be an RTS anymore, it's gonna be a turn-based strategy game like Fire Emblem, and I like, no, that I don't think that's actually what they mean. To me, it just means that the game is gonna focus more on what Pikmin has always focused on, essentially. So here we use 10 Pikmin to move the crate. Well, it's not a crate, it's a cardboard box, but yeah. I find it funny how most things have outright numbers on them telling you how many Pikmin you need. I think that's really funny. Yeah, so I don't think the game is gonna change too much from what we know Pikmin is right now. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to say about that. What? Why didn't you pick it up? Oh, right. Oh yeah, so this is what the right stick does. You can move your Pikmin around. This is very useful, but I feel it's not really that necessary. I've seen a lot of people say that, oh no, if you remove that, Pikmin pretty much stops being Pikmin, but I don't think that's true. As you can see, these numbers indicate how many Pikmin you need in order to carry one thing, and as you can see, you can exceed that number, and usually that makes... Oh yeah, this is a mechanic I didn't know about until much later. I actually played this game when I was very little, so I didn't know how to read English. So yeah, a lot of the mechanics weren't very clear to me, but now I feel I'm much better at that. So yeah, as you can see, managing your numbers is key in this game. I really like that part of it. It makes it a lot much more involved. And I don't know. I just like that a lot. So here we have our first part. Here's this little cutscene of Olimar finding the engine of the dolphin. Engine, yeah. Yeah, how lucky, isn't it? There's actually... let me show you. Are they carrying it on the road? No. This is the impact site. It's the first area of the game. I think you can get that other part right there in that clam. But right now, I don't know how to do it, and I'm not gonna do it. You can also, I think, drown all your Pikmin in that water over there, but I also don't know how to do it. And yeah, no, this is a more casual, advanced playthrough. I think you can go like, right over here and go up this way and get there. I'm not really sure. So yeah, let me explain a little bit more about the controls, because again, this is the first day. It has no time limit, and this game relies a lot on the time limit each day has and time management and all that. So this is really the only day I can really delve into the mechanics and such. So with the X button, you dismiss all your troops. Right now I only have red Pikmin. Spoilers, there are going to be different colors later on. But yeah, pressing X also divides them by color, which makes it easier to pick just one color for a certain task. And the Y button brings up this menu. Right now it doesn't seem like much. You have the Pikmin following you, the Pikmin in the onion, the Pikmin that are idle, yeah. And how many parts you need. Here are also the controls. Very... I hadn't noticed, but it's funny to me, like the C's group, when in fact I wouldn't call it group, but yeah, I think it works well enough. I don't know. So yeah, move the cursor, right. I think that's all about the controls. Let me see. This is pause. Oh yeah. This is if you're a speedrunner, I think. I actually haven't done that a lot. You're going to see this screen a lot. Go to sunset basically ends the day. I think that's used when you are basically done with your day and want to finish it quicker. And continue from last save is... No. Whoops. I almost did it. Basically, restarts the day. It's for when you want to restart the day. I hope I don't have to do that in this playthrough. I want it to go as smooth as possible. But yeah, on my more hardcore days, I use that a lot because I really wanted to play as fast as possible. Right now, I'm much more lax with that, so I don't really mind if we take, say, 11 days to finish the game, which for many casual players that might be like, well, that's still extremely fast, but I don't know. I play this game so much that actually is like average, if not less than average. But yeah, there are 30 parts in the game and you have 30 days, so as long as you collect one part each day, you should be fine. Back on the topic of parts, well, not that I went to another one. Alright, I really like how some ship parts actually appear on the dolphin. Sorry if I go like from topic to topic, even if I sometimes seem that I don't. This is my first attempt at doing this kind of thing, so what are you gonna do? So yeah, automatically getting One Piece ends the day. I've read that it doesn't have to be the engine necessarily. It can be that other part we saw in the clam and the day would end. This is actually what keeps people, speedrunners, etc. in general, people in general, from completing this game in, what is it, 6 days? I think the least amounts of days you can finish this game in particular is 7 days, and that is because you have to come back to this area at least once. This is Olimar's journal. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the game because many people have talked about this, but it really goes into what Olimar is thinking and saying. Oh yeah, this is the days report. It shows you like how many pigments you grew on that day, how many you lost in battle, how many you left behind, and I'll explain that later on. I think for now this is good enough. Let's save the game. And I hope it wasn't too obvious. I actually had to cut the recording there because I didn't realize I had already recorded about 20 minutes or so. And starting another day was going to be like, it was gonna make the video like 40 minutes long or something, and I don't want the videos to go on for that long, especially because I want to edit stuff and so, and to make the I mean the days make it so that you have very nicely cut episodes, like each day is an episode, and I figured I'm going to show you a little bit more stuff before this episode ends. I'm actually not going to save this one day in particular. I just wanna check 2 more things because I really don't wanna explain some of these mechanics when I have to when I'm in a hurry or with too much pressure. There are some mechanics here like the grass. Here Pikmin can pluck the grass, and let's see if they find something. Yep, there it is. This is nectar, sorry, nectar. It makes it so Pikmin bloom into flowers, which is super useful. Not only in this game, in every Pikmin game. Well, maybe except Hey Pikmin. It makes Pikmin go faster. Just that, but it's really useful. What other mechanic? There are geysers like this one. Here hidden in the grass. Some geysers need to be opened up by Pikmin, and they allow Olimar to reach higher places like so. And usually where there's a geyser, there's a bundle of sticks nearby. This basically you have to command Pikmin to attack it, and it builds like this big long stick, and then they can reach higher places as well. It's gonna come up on a later level, but I really don't want to have to explain that much because I know how it's gonna go. I'm gonna begin to explain like, oh yeah, this is a stick, and I'm going to mess up. I don't know. Yeah, it's not here. I was hoping it would be on the second day, otherwise I'm gonna need to do a little bit more of these like extra parts to the episodes. As I said, I'm not gonna save this particular day, but still. Right now, something that I dislike about this game happened. Let's get the things I dislike about this game in particular out of the way, since it's really there it is, that Pikmin sometimes fall. I think it happens in 2 as well, but it is really annoying since it can slow down your whole squad. Another thing is the AI, you could say, of the Pikmin. Like, for example, say I want to go up this ledge and I want them all to go. Like, that happens. That here I was very deliberate since I don't have a very big squad. Like, it goes well most of the times myself. But if I had, say, 70 Pikmin or so, a lot will fall down. And it not only happens on slopes like this one, it happens on bridges, it happens on narrow spaces, and it can be really annoying. Even with the whistle, it can be hard to control that many Pikmin, so yeah, the Pikmin AI is not great. Another thing I don't like about the AI, but it's a lot more manageable, is that I'm not grouping the Pikmin with the C-Stick right now, and even then, they attack automatically. Where's that beetle? Is it gone? Yeah, it can happen with enemies as well. And the only one that is particularly annoying is... oh yeah, there's one. It's the beetle because you would be just going on around and the beetle will pop out and your Pikmin will attack it automatically, and these things are invincible. You actually have to throw Pikmin on top of them to quote-unquote damage them. It actually doesn't do any damage, it just flips it over. You can flip it, I think it's... whatever. I think it's 3 times and it will go away on its own. And it leaves pellets or nectar, is usually not that worth it. So yeah, that's another thing. And the last thing I don't like about this game is the amount of unintentional glitches it has. Like, for example, Pikmin would clip out of bounds, either by getting attacked by enemies or by falling from high places, etc. And they will simply just die, like without... Not without reason, I mean, the glitch will be the reason, but it's frustrating because you can't really prevent that in many cases. It happens randomly. It's not that common, but it's common enough to make it like one of my main complaints about this game. And that's all really. It's a really well made game. I really enjoy it. And you won't be hearing much from me. Sorry. I still struggle with some sentences, especially if I'm playing and thinking what to say. English is not my first language, so yeah, that's also that. But I think I'm proficient enough on it to be able to handle a let's play. Let's see if that's true or not. Oh yeah, you can press A here to show a little summary of what you have collected, how many parts you need to increase the dolphin's capabilities. Alright, the shape is called the dolphin, which is actually the prototype name or code name for the GameCube, the console this game was first released on. I think it's really cute. I like dolphins. It's also the name of a certain... what's it called? Marine mammal? I'm sure many of you were expecting something else, but yeah. Yeah, dolphins are cool. Yotaro likes them, so I like them too. Let me see. Yeah, Pikmin don't carry things on their own, but they attack things on their own. Yeah. Slightly annoying, but not as annoying as tripping and the occasional glitch. I think the worst offender is like bridges and the Pikmin AI. Pikmin are just so dumb in this game. And finally, I want to show you a very useful technique that it's not limited to a particular area, but it's more of like an advanced technique. Oh yeah, right. This, as you can see, there's this clock on the top of the screen. Since it's the second day, this will actually also help me focus on my actual second day, since I don't have to explain all of this. That also means this episode is going to be probably 40 minutes long anyway. But at least it's going to make it easier on me. So yeah, there's the sun meter at the top of the screen. Yeah. Basically, it's your time limit for the day. Right now, it's at half the day, so this video should be around 30 minutes now. Each day is around 15 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. And well, let me go first into the advanced technique I was talking about. Usually, this is as fast as you can throw Pikmin in this game. Like, I don't know if you can hear it, but that's me mashing my controller. However, there's a way to throw them much faster. You can probably figure out how I'm doing that with how the Pikmin are acting. Yeah, you basically focus all your Pikmin nearby and just smash the A button, and you will throw Pikmin way faster. Like, here's a comparison again. This is just normal throwing, and this is with that special technique. It's really useful for when you have to throw a lot of Pikmin to a certain high ledge that you can't get them over any other way. This is especially useful for attacking some enemies and getting some parts. But yeah, it's very useful to know, and it can be a little hard because you actually have to focus the Pikmin on you. Like, I think if you just do this, yeah, like I'm moving the Pikmin away from Olimar and it's not as effective, so yeah, you actually have to move them closer to you. Like so. So yeah, that's the only advanced technique I know that you can do, like, without any setup and without being in any particular area. And now here's a fun story and an explanation of a mechanic, because I want to finish this video ASAP and I don't want to explain a lot more. So yeah, basically any idle Pikmin that are in this starting zone, like your base, will be safe after the day ends. But any Pikmin outside the safe zone that is idle, it can be just idle or carrying something or trying to destroy a wall, etc. Whatever the case, if it's not in your squad at the time and it's idle, well, no, it doesn't have to be idle. If it's not in your squad at the time and the day ends and you just leave them there, they will die. Here's a funny story about that. I didn't know that the first time I was playing. My first time seeing or playing this was with a cousin of mine, and the way he did stuff, it was like he deposited all his Pikmin before the day ended, and because he told me, yeah, you have to do that or otherwise Pikmin will die. I don't know if he really understood what he was talking about, because that's not true, but for the longest of time I believed that, and it was really funny because every evening I will rush, pick up all my Pikmin and deposit them. I mean, it's an interesting way to play, not really that much, but yeah, it's silly. That's why understanding all the mechanics of a game is important, and I feel Pikmin 2 and 3 make a better job, especially 3. 3 has a very neat way on visually explaining you that 1 and 2 don't. So yeah, just a funny little story about my early days of Pikmin. So yeah, don't worry if you decide to pick up this game and play it and you don't know all the mechanics. It's normal. This may be like a fairly advanced playthrough, but don't worry. My first playthrough I think took me 25 days or something. I'll talk more about it in the next videos, but yeah, I wanted this to let's stop it right there. So yeah, see you next video. I need to edit this and make sure everything is okay. And see you next time. We're going to our actual first, well, second day. And it will be in a new area. We'll see new stuff. And I hope you are excited. Goodbye. Or rather, until next time.